Hey guys, welcome back. Backyard Hobbyist here. Today I want to show you how to get set up what is known to me as a floating fence. And this, let me get you set up here so I actually get going on this. I don't have a camera person, so I have to do what I can. Now, a floating fence is just simply a board with a straight edge that can be used as a fence, such as what is used on a table saw. And is primarily used for material that is too cumbersome to run on a table saw or a miter saw. And this plank is too much for both, and it's really too much for my skill saw. So I want to have to make one pass and then flip it over and then make another pass. So that means I want to have a board on both sides, such as this. I don't know if you can see that, but I gotta have a board on both sides to be able to make this cut. Now, on this project, I'm not really worried about measurements, but these ends are way too rotten for what I need to do. So I'm going to have to cut them off anyhow and just deal with what I have left over. But if measurements are necessary, you'll have to know, depending on which way you cut, can you see this? Depending on which way you're able to cut, you'll have to know either this measurement from the outside of the table to the side of the blade, or this side of the table to the blade. You'll have to know either one of those measurements to be able to get a more accurate measurement. Say from here to here is 4 1/8. So say you were wanting to cut 12 inches off, you'll have to and you're going to be using this side, you'll have to take off that 4 1/8. So it would come down to 7 7/8, and that will be your actual cut. So let me go ahead and get you set up here. Like I said, on this project, I'm not necessarily worried about measurement, but I am worried about layout because I got studs in here that I just, before the video, I was trying to get them pulled out so I can get a little bit farther out, but I just simply cannot pull them out. It looks like they're like 1950s nails. They're the twisted nails, so this it's a pain to freaking get them out. So what I'm going to do is, since I have to run this thing completely flat or completely down, I'm not able to run over these studs here, nor be able to drive them on through. So I had to just simply get it set up to where I know I'm going to miss it with the motor on the skill saw. And I just simply bring the board over like this. I don't know. Here, let me get you situated a little bit different. Like I said, I don't have a camera, guys, or gals, so I have to work with what you have to deal with it for now. Alright, that was alright. So I got a nail here, so I have to try to avoid that with the motor, like I was saying. So I just simply pull this board over to a roundabout, and then that's set up over there. I haven't done this in a while. I haven't hardly had the need to run this setup, but go ahead and get it set up down at the bottom. Another board set up at the bottom if it's too thick. Run your speed square, and get it to where your top board is lined up with your bottom, and that looks about right. And board's moved on me a little bit. I'm just struggling. Making myself look silly. Here, let me go ahead and get this other side pinched up. That way I ain't fighting both ends. Like I said, I haven't had a need to do this in so long. So I'm a little bit out of practice. Alright, that's pretty well lined up. Go ahead and clamp it. I'm going to do this other side. Clamp it. And that's seemingly alright, it appears, but I am way off. This thing is shooting way off. So, got to readjust, but I gotta make sure I don't interfere here. Alright, so I have to move this tail end over. You could probably go ahead and run screws through this and be able to readjust it that way. Just depending on what you want to do. Still lined up. Still lined up. And square. So you'll want to, whenever you're doing a setup like this, you'll want to be square. If your material is too thick, you'll want to be square for your top. Here, let me get you back a little bit farther. I didn't realize I was missing part of it. There. You'll want to make sure that your top board is square with your bottom board here, and square this way with your material. That way it gives you more surety of your cuts and makes it a little bit nicer. You might have to do some critiquing later on, but either way it should come out pretty good. Now I know it's kind of a shorter video than my last one, but that's all I was wanting to go ahead and show you guys today. I got to try to get this project done, and here over the next 2 weeks, and trying to be on schedule and everything. Some of you guys know how it is. Now, my video verse. It is Galatians 3:10 through 14, and it says, "For all who rely on the works of the law are under a curse, because it is written, everyone who does not do everything written in the book of the law is cursed. Now it is clear that no one is justified before God by the law, because the righteous will live by faith. But the law is not based on faith. Instead, the one who does things will live by them. Christ redeemed us from the curse of the law by becoming a curse for us. Because it is written, cursed is everyone who is hung on a tree. The purpose was that the blessing of Abraham would come to the Gentiles by Christ Jesus, so that we could receive the promised Spirit through faith." Now, for reference purposes, for some of the deals from the Old Testament of 10 through 14 would be, let me see here, Deuteronomy 27:26. What was that? HAB. Sorry, I didn't realize. Oh, some of these I just don't remember. Okay, Habakkuk. Habakkuk 2:4, Leviticus 18:5, and Deuteronomy 21:23. Alright, hope to see you guys back in the next video, and if you liked what you saw, hit the like and subscribe, and see you next time.